Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's start with writing task 2. The topic is, many high-level positions in companies are filled by men, even though the workforce in many developed countries is more than 50% female. Companies should be required to allocate a certain percentage of these positions to women. To what extent do you agree? We are supposed to write at least 250 words. So let's begin. Right, the first thing that we are going to do is the introduction. As I have already discussed, the introduction needs to be just a couple of sentences. But bear in mind that just because it has to be just a couple of sentences doesn't mean that the sentences have to be a single line. You have to get your point across very clearly. Starting off with the introduction. Nowadays, in developed countries, the top-level positions, including high-power executive jobs, like those of CEOs, CFOs, etc., are mostly filled by men. This being despite the fact that almost half the workforce in most first-world nations is comprised of the fairer sex. One suggestion that is floated around is that a law should be promulgated so as to enforce a female quota in executive slots as well. I believe that implementing such a rigid proposal will not be without its pros and cons. This was our introduction. Coming to the body of the essay. It is true that the world today as we know it is still patriarchal. Even in developed countries, this is a fact that cannot be denied. Despite various laws that have been passed in the houses of power in these countries, there still exists a disparity when it comes to females making the same wage as men, or even holding the same positions of power as men. A quota for the hiring of women to positions of power, if imposed, will surely lead to more confidence not only among working women, but in little girls that will see role models in high-power executive females leading the world's largest industries. However, this strategy will have some downsides to it as well. A company should be free to hire a person based on his/her own qualifications. Imposition of such a quota might lead to an organization being forced to hire a person that may or may not be up to par, or we can also say qualified, for the said position. This in turn will have a negative impact not only on the morale but the productivity of such a company's employees. It is a double-edged sword. In conclusion, while it is unfair that more women are not in decision-making positions in some of the world's leading companies, a better strategy can be devised to fix this dilemma, rather than the imposition of a quota system which might do more harm than good. Well, that was it for this essay. Please like and subscribe the channel and click the bell icon.